Hey y'all, what's up? I'm Mimi, aka the Piscean Seer, and this is one of your daily collective messages. Like, and subscribe if you get anything out of this. Thank you so very much to those of you who do like, subscribe, and comment. It is always and forever going to be loved and appreciated. God, archangels, ancestors, ascended masters, cosmic guides, all beings of the highest and purest white light only, with the best interest of me and the collective at heart. You are always and forever welcome into my readings, okay? Please give my wonderful, fabulous, and amazing Pisces Zero family the best and most accurate information for them at this time. Hello, my beautiful lovers. Welcome to any new subscribers, okay? Welcome back to my beautiful subscribers who are already here. I love and appreciate each and every single one of you guys. Thank you so very much for coming, and thanks for coming back. So this is an Archangel Gabriel message, okay? So yesterday I was watching TV and I heard juniper, and that really caught my attention. I'm gonna tell you about it, but first he wants me to get the overall energy, okay? So what is going on with their energy? So we got a crown chakra upgrade, okay? And then this at the bottom of the deck again, okay, with the light initiation, great teacher awakening, and divine magic. That was also at the bottom of the deck in the Hermes message, okay? So a lot of beautiful activations going on in the collective at this time, okay? It says divine connection, holy experiences, and miraculous energy, okay? So you're attracting some sort of beautiful, miraculous happenings in your life. Let me see. It's faster to just look up here. Um, so it's 58. You could be a life path number 5 or 8 or 9, okay? So it says the crown chakra is the energy center found at the top of the head, often symbolized by a 1,000-petal lotus. It governs our connection to wisdom, both internal and that of source. Opening the crown chakra represents connecting deeply with the heart of source and drawing down inspiration and insight. This card transports us to a sacred hall with pillars representing the divine connection to source, and a gateway that is guarded by a white dove, symbolizing the Holy Spirit. It may seem as though this is another realm or dimension. Ultimately, it is found within. We are all facets of Holy Spirit incarnate. This card calls us home to ourselves, encouraging us to claim our divinity, okay? So claim your divinity, baby. This is what I feel like you really truly are doing. You've done so much work with spirit, so much work with the Holy Spirit, baby, that your crown chakra is just lit up. Like every petal, okay, every petal, what did it say? It said a 1,000-petal lotus, okay? Every petal of the 1,000-petal lotus that is your crown chakra is lit, okay? So it says connect. It says visualize the crown of your head opening and bursting with infinite, clear, and rainbow light. Send a signal from your crown up into the heart of heaven. Visualize streams of consciousness pouring into you, and then listen deeply. So your message says your crown chakra has been upgraded. The spiritual connections you have always had are now being acknowledged. The parts of yourself that you have run from or ignored are being reclaimed. This is an important time for you are uncovering gifts and wisdom and moving through healing. You may have experienced moments that have tested your faith and your belief in the divine. Know that it's okay and no grievances are being held against you. The Holy Spirit is with you and within you. This is a coming home to your truest self. You are also being encouraged to prepare yourself for miracles. Expect to experience wonder and blessings, for you are being surrounded by healing light. Divine encounters and holy experiences are happening around you. If you have had a challenging relationship with spirituality or religion in the past, this has now been healed and you can move forward in an authentic way, experiencing the divine on a personal level and beyond the limitations of unnecessary dogma. You are connected, okay, baby? So you are extremely connected, and nothing can stop you from tapping into this miraculous energy, or nothing can stop this divine connection that you have going on, okay? And this connection that you have with the divine is attracting everything that you need at this time. It's giving real emphasis on this spiritual earth angel type of energy though, okay? And then we got the Three of Pentacles because you're working very closely as a team with your divine guides at this time, with the way that your throat chakra, I say your throat chakra, but I meant to say your crown chakra, with the way that your crown chakra is extremely lit. But also Archangel Gabriel works with the throat chakra, okay? So your throat chakra is working very well. And I think the healing of your throat chakra was very important to the healing of your crown chakra and the way that you are receiving information at this time, okay? But I feel like there's energy, there's something going on the outside of you, okay? I've seen the Ten of Swords and the Strength card, okay? You've persevered through a lot of betrayal and backstabbing over the years, okay? And I feel like when it does come to threats on the outside of you, I've seen the High Priestess, okay? There's nothing that is getting past you or that you're missing because of the way that your crown chakra has been upgraded. What's going on the outside of it that you want to talk about, okay? We got the Nine of Cups, okay? So we got wish fulfillment, but that could also give me this energy of like people kind of being stingy or kind of like withholding help from you or not wanting to help you as much because they feel like, you know, you got it, you gonna fulfill your wishes. You know, it's kind of like people hating and refusing to make things easier on you because they don't want this to be so easy for you, but also like you attracting this wish fulfillment no matter who's hating or what they try or how they try to stop you or tear you down. Yeah, we got the Devil. I feel like people are refusing to detach from, like, I don't know, maybe the way that they used to see you or whatever. Like, they still see you in some sort of old light or some sort of old energy, and it's just not working because you've already detached from that energy, you know? I feel like people are about to be forced to see this wish fulfillment or these beautiful energetic upgrades happening in your life, okay? We got the Queen of Wands, okay? That's what I'm saying. People are being forced to look at you in a very positive light. You know, it's like all eyes on me. You know, I feel like people are paying a lot of attention to you and like this new stable energy you found yourself in. Also, people could be feeling very exposed by you. People could be like experiencing towers, and it's this energy of them knowing why, okay? They know why. I feel like this was people with options, with choices when it came to the way that they treated you or the way that they handled you, and they didn't really respect those options or choices that they were given by the divine or those warnings, and they're still attached to like this very same energy of attacking you or trying to tear you down. But you're looking way too good and you're working way too hard with the divine for better to even, you know, be affected or torn down or stopped by this negative energy in any way, okay? So like I said, the note was juniper, and let me tell you what it's talking about because I googled it. Okay, it says juniper has a variety of magical properties, most notably protection from evil and the cleansing of negative energy through its use as incense or a smudge. Okay, so working with juniper could be really important for you for maybe clearing your home or clearing your own energy. It's also associated with healing and attracting prosperity and happiness and increasing your intuition and psychic awareness. Okay. It says guiding lost souls or facilitating communication with spirit. Its protective qualities are so strong, it's believed to ward off hexes, illness, and even theft, okay? So it says it's a powerful herb for purification, and its smoke is used to cleanse spaces of negative energy and protect against evil spirits and illness. So if you have like a family member that's ill, also burning juniper in their room, in their area, could be very helpful to them, and it would also aid in like some of their healing, or if they're like beyond healing, it'll bring in a very peaceful energy, you know what I'm saying, and keep their area clear of any malevolent spirits who might want to attach to them because they're in like a weakened state, okay? It says it's used in defensive magic to protect. It's used in defensive magic to protect against malevolent spells, hexes, and witchcraft, okay? Physical protection, okay? It says burrows of juniper have been hung over doorways in some cultures to keep evil spirits out, according to folklore, okay? Folklore. So guidance and spiritual work, okay? It says guiding souls, spirit communication, purification, and good health, okay? All the things I said, and also banishing, okay? Juniper can also be used in banishing spells to release negative influences or situations. And also, cayenne pepper is really good for banishing negative energy, like sprinkling some cayenne pepper on, like, even something as small as like a tea light candle or something like that. That's really good. That's a great cleanser of energy, okay? And cinnamon is a great energy to work with if you want to bring in, like, a good feeling, a feeling of like happiness and prosperity, good fortune into your home. Okay, so I feel like going back to this energy on the outside of you that's kind of having a hard time detaching from this negative energy. I feel like your energy is kind of naturally banishing any negativity, like you're in this energy of healing and nothing can penetrate that energy. You've already chosen to walk this beautiful light path, and your crown chakra upgrades are out of this world, okay? Like I feel like you're really advanced in the mind when it comes to the people that you're around, not to say that, like, they're stupid or anything like that, but I think you've done a lot of work on yourself. And Hermes was talking about how, we have all these different parts of the brain that we don't necessarily use or, they talk about that big percentage of the brain that goes, unutilized, but a lot of that has to do with like your spiritual work, your crown chakra upgrades, and the building of your antakarana bridge in order to even equip the brain to hold those greater powers or those greater abilities that we as people want to access in our brain, okay? So I feel like you're definitely accessing this kind of energy. Look at this. Harness mystic power, okay? And the great teacher would learn from spiritual experiences, okay? Here's the dove again, okay? So the dove is highly significant in your energy. Also, the cat. You can have a black cat, okay? But I feel like you're definitely harnessing this mystic power of the crown chakra, okay? We got the Merkaba right here. You could utilize the Merkaba in your spiritual exercises and things like that. That's really powerful, okay? But I think you've learned a lot along this lesson, especially when it comes to people who refuse to detach from this negative energy that they have toward you. I feel like you continue to choose a positive path just by following your intuitive nudges alone, and it makes you a really wise one, and you've become like a master at growing within your current situation, no matter how dark things seem to get on the outside of you. Like, you always come back to this very wise, know-it-all high priestess type of energy, like in the best way. So just continue to do what it is that you've been doing, okay? What's the high priestess and the great teacher? We got Lord with take charge with authority. This is like emperor energy, okay? So I feel like you're definitely taking charge with authority. You are giving Aries energy. Aries, they're great leaders. They really know how to take initiative. They can create a plan to like make money or do whatever it is that they want to do. They're great at manifesting, and they can attract whatever it is that they need. They're able to like put their thoughts in order when it does come to like making business moves. I mean, depending on the Aries, they're not always like very tapped into their emotions, but an Aries that is tapped into their emotions and they've got that spiritual alignment to go along with all of that, amazing 3D movement they're able to do. That is a powerful thing, and I think that's the kind of Aries energy that you're kind of giving off. Even if you're not an Aries, you could have Aries some highly aspected in your chart though. But also, Aries is that fire energy. I feel like the fire is lit within you, and you're taking charge and authority in the right ways. Like, you know exactly how to flex your power, and it's very subtle, and it's in like a very humble way, but it's like so beautiful and so powerful and so expansive that nothing can stop you from doing it, okay? Like, you've evolved too much for people to try to like demote you or take you backwards in energy. Yeah, we got the high priest with intend and create, okay? Anything that you set your intentions toward, or anything that you intend to create, or any situation that you intend to see go well, it's gorgeous. It's like your masculine and feminine side is the high priest and the high priestess. Like, very powerful energy within you. You know how to harness mystic power, set intentions with that power, and create whatever it is that you want to see created in this 3D realm, you know? Even if you've yet to experience some of the things that you've already created in the spiritual realm, please believe it was created, okay? So, what's direction guardian and the moon? We got the air guardian with shift your perception, okay? So, I feel like your perception has been shifted so much about what? We got shapeshifter, okay, about the way that you adapt to certain things. Like, you've had a new perspective on your transformations and the gifts that you have been able to access and unveil. I think you have more beliefs in yourself and in your gifts than you've ever had before, and that's really good. Archangel Gabriel wants you to keep that up, you know, because people kind of talk about the throat chakra like it's just about like talking with it or expressing yourself clearly, but the throat chakra kind of works with every form of expression that comes out of you, you know. And so you just need to continue to express yourself very well the way that you've been doing, and this will keep you very open to any healing information or anything that needs to come into you. And also, it just unlocks more and more of the magic within yourself, okay? These messages today. Okay, what's the high priestess, the Lord, and the great teacher? So we got the 10 of cups, okay? So I feel like your spiritual family is backing you in a major way, okay? This 10 of cups gives me the energy of oneness right now. I feel like you're really tapped into that oneness energy, but you're also learning how to utilize that connection that you have with everyone and everything, you know? I feel like your awareness of your connection to oneness just has completely changed the way that you express yourself and the way that you deal with other people, and that's really beautiful, and that's why you keep receiving these powerful crown chakra upgrades, okay? What's the great teacher, the high priest, and the direction guardian? We got the 9 of wands, and we got the king of cups. This is interesting. So I don't know. Also, the 10 of cups could represent like physical family members or friends or people like that, people around you, maybe people you're a little bit tired of dealing with. Maybe you're tired of showing people love and compassion and not necessarily getting that energy in return. What's the king of cups? The 3 of wands, okay? So I feel like you could be in a place where you're attracting more emotionally mature people around you, more emotionally mature members of that oneness that we was talking about, you know? Like people who are guided by their soul family the same way that you are, you know, like by your guides is what I mean, your angels and ancestors and things. That's what I mean when I say soul family, okay? Like you're attracting other people who are very guided, very gifted, able to harness this mystic power in the same way that you have been able to do. What's this? The 7 of Pentacles, okay? So I think you need to keep making these investments that you've been making, okay? Like, you're doing such a great job, you know? But I think there are some people who are very focused on making negative investments in your life or putting more problems or more issues in place for you, but they won't be successful, okay? With the 3 of Swords, they're going to end up heartbroken, trying to tamper with the direction that you've chosen to go in, because you're operating out of your authentic self, out of your authentic energy. And I feel like these energies are not, because if they were, then they would be able to release whatever it is that they're holding on to in the background when it comes to you. I'm sorry, something is flipped though. It's just one. What's the King of Cups and the 3 of Wands? We got the 2 of Swords, okay? So, I don't know. It's going on top of take note of your intuitive messages and be open to healing information. I feel like there's a lot of clarity with you at this time, of course, with this crown chakra upgrade out here. But I feel like your clarity causes confusion to these heartbroken people, you know? Like they don't really know how to release you or how to deal with this new version of you with all of these gifts you're expressing and all of this shit, you know? And also, they don't really know, like, how they feel about it. Like, this could be people who kind of have like different beliefs than you know, like they don't really necessarily understand like where you're at with it spiritually, or like what you're into, what you worship, or what you represent for real. But I think it all just comes from a place of fear, you know, and not necessarily like it comes more. They're coming more from an ignorant place than they are from a place of openness and understanding and a willingness to see where you're coming from. So I feel like, you know, he's kind of saying don't necessarily waste your time trying to make people understand who you are. Like the more you express yourself the way that you do, the more clear it is why you do the things that you do and why you move how you move. And I think people will see you getting rewarded for the things that you do at the end of the day, and it kind of like kills all their questions or whatever expectations that are on the negative side that they had for you, you know. We got collaboration and care. I don't know. People could have been trying to collaborate against you, but I think you're a part of the best collaboration, which is like it's like you're in collaboration with you and everything else, everyone else. You know, it's like there's nothing more powerful than that kind of energy. What's the Ten of Cups, the Nine of Wands, and the Seven of Pentacles? We got disguise, okay? So I mean, this could be people that are wearing a disguise, or maybe they feel like this, you know, new, authentic, you know, spiritual, amazing, weird energy that you got going on is some sort of disguise, you know, or like, you know, you're just hiding who you are, or just trying to present like you're so much better, you know. Somebody could be determined to like, you know, expose you for who you really truly are, or how you really truly are, but it just gives the energy of like people that know you but never really knew you, you know. So I don't think that you really have anything to worry about. And like I said, you're walking in your most authentic version of yourself at this time, so there is no exposing you. I feel like you're the type of person that will be like, you know, you're like, just ask me anything, I'll tell you everything, I'll tell y'all everything. I'll tell y'all everything, okay, about my days when I was wilding, when I was doing drugs. I'll be talking about what kind of drugs I was doing. I'll be talking about all kind of shit. I done told on myself in so many different ways, you know, because I'm not ashamed of the things that I've done in the past. And I feel like you are kind of an open book in the very same way, you know. Like, it's like they could try to talk to other people about you, you know, like, you know, that's a disguise, you know, that them negative investments. I feel like a lot of the negative investments that people make when it comes to you is like gossip, you know. They really kind of try to drag your name through the mud or whatever, but the proof is in the pudding, you know. When they look at you, when they experience you, when they spend time around you, they know you ain't wearing no damn disguise, okay? They question the other people that be talking about you, because they don't really understand how people could hate you so much, or how people could keep your name in their mouth this much when you're so sweet, or you're so understanding, or you're so cool, you know. What's the Nine of Wands, the King of Cups, and the Three of Swords? Patience, okay? So I feel like also you've really exercised a lot of patience when it does come to these hating energies on the outside of you. And it's like every time you exercise that patience, or every time you think, you know, oh, they just need to be healed, or oh, I don't understand what's wrong with them, but I'm gonna have a good day today, you know. It's like every time you have those kinds of thoughts, or you make those kinds of choices, that really improves your crown chakra, and it shows spirit that you're ready for more. You're responsible enough to receive more energies and more understanding and more revelations and more truth, you know. So it's like at the end of the day, these people just help you by not detaching from the heartbreak or their opinions of you or whatever. What's the King of Cups, the Three of Wands, and the Two of Swords? We got sacred, okay? That sacred energy, you know, going under the Two of Swords. And that's what I was saying. I was saying you have this amazing clarity and it just allows you to like see everything and be very aware of everything. And this sacred energy that you operate out of really confuses the shit out of like ignorant people, or people who only go by what they hear or what they've been told, you know. Like, this is people who don't really reach outside of themselves and do much research or educate themselves on the way that things really actually truly work, and but they just judge you and point the finger at you, you know. That like ready to burn you at the stake type energy. Ready, those people that are just itching and dying to like call you on something or try to hurry up and make you look stupid, you know. Like, these are the kinds of energies that are going on the outside of you that refuse to detach, but you just still, but it's like they see the wish fulfillment on you. They see you as this beautiful, attractive, you know, passionate type of energy with that Queen of Wands energy. Like, they just mad. What's disguise and patience? We got balance, and that's why they're mad. You know, they're just really mad because you maintain this balance no matter what kind of negative investments they try to place into your life, no matter what kind of obstacles they try to be for you. You still express this energy of balance. You know, you're still very kind, very polite to people, that you could just, that you got the right to just cuss out every day low key. But you don't come with that kind of energy. You come with a very loving energy, like I said, this energy of peace, this balance, this energy of the dolphins. You come with like this very carefree, happy, balanced type of energy. Like, it's very rare that you access that dark energy, but you will if you have to, in order to like protect yourself or protect your family or protect your stability or something like that. You can be very fierce. I really feel that, but I think you always try to keep a cool head and try to communicate clearly with people, and that's because your crown chakra is very advanced. Okay, what's patience and sacred? We got defend. Okay, so yeah, we got family. Look, okay. So I feel like you've spent a lot of time defending yourselves from like family members and all kinds of people that you really truly care about, and they really don't care about that. You know, like it's almost this energy of you being surrounded by people who really like to get you on the defense, or really like to make you feel like you're less than, or you ain't doing good enough, or you know, you need more work, you're inexperienced. You know, like, this is really the vibe that I'm getting. People trying to convince you that you're not good enough for whatever it is that you do, but trying to do it in a sneaky, underhanded kind of way, to where they don't have to actually tell you that's how they feel, you know? Like, they just want to go behind your back and try to ruin your reputation, or try to spread a lot of bullshit and gossip out to people, so that because you don't want to fuck with them in a certain type of way, other people won't want to fuck with you in a certain type of way. Like, people want you to feel like they're your only option, or they're the only people that love you, or that's willing to accept you for who you are or how you are. But it ain't shit wrong with you or who you are or how you are or how you see things or how you express yourself. So please continue to operate out of the energy you've been operating out of, and just continue to defend and protect your energy, and to operate with that love and compassion, because that's why you're growing and why you are being advanced energetically the way that you are. Oh, yeah, we got trust, okay, and have a lot of trust in the divine that this new beginning is here, okay? And we got cunning and joy. I think it's really important that you trust yourself, you know, the cunning. I always kind of space on explaining what the cunning is, okay? So that's why I'm gonna Google it. So it says a cunning psychic. It says a person who uses their skills with cunning or cleverness and skill to achieve their aims, often in a way that involves some levels of shrewdness or manipulation, you know? And so it's like, they're saying it's not a specific type of psychic, but it's, the cunning is kind of how people do, you know, like they try to be sneaky about their shrewdness or their manipulation. This is what I'm saying. Like, they don't show you this in their face. Like, this is people who think, you know, they're so cunning, they're so sneaky, they're so sly, you know. It says the term can refer to a con artist preying on people's beliefs, but historically, it also describes cunning folk, which is practitioners of traditional folk magic and divination, like the renowned Mary Ann Lenormand, who use their abilities to heal and protect. Therefore, the meaning of cunning psychic depends on whether you're referring to a modern fraud or a traditional folk practitioner, you know. And so I just feel like both energies are there. You know, you're kind of like this traditional folk practitioner because you pull in all this ancient wisdom from your ancestors and angels and things like that. And you operate with a different kind of cunning, a cunning that still comes with like happiness and compassion, but you're just not letting everyone in on how you're moving or what it is that you're going to do next, you know. And they're very cunning in a con artist type of way where they're very nice and everything they present or everything that they offer seems to be like the best energy or whatever, but you know it's a fucking dumpster fire for real. Okay. Okay, that's exactly where my eyes went. It's a fucking dumpster fire. Okay, so do not worry about anything at this time. You're receiving every single little nudge and divine message that you should be receiving at this time, and all the people that are trying to tamper with you or your energy will be definitely exposed and handled for this. You're holding this very powerful goddess energy, and I think you're wielding it very responsibly and properly. Okay, you're not using your natural magic to hurt anyone at all. And honestly, I feel like you're very underestimated when it does come to the people on the outside of you, you know, like they don't really recognize you as this amazing person or energy who contains, you know, both the energies of a high priestess and a high priest, you know. Like they don't see you as this very balanced and powerful being that you are. They underestimate you every single time, and that's why you're so good at defending yourself against those energies, right? Because they constantly looking at you as the underdog, as if the underdog don't always come out on top. What's goddess energy and underestimated? We got abundance, okay? You always attract the abundance that you need and what it is that you deserve, okay? You very psychic, okay? Psychic power is clairvoyance, okay? And your name holds power, and you highly ranked in the spiritual world. And that's why you keep receiving these upgrades the way that you do. And you're going to continue to receive these upgrades the way that you do. So, Archangel Gabriel, my love, what is the final thought on this? And this family energy just keeps coming out, okay? Like, these families out here hating better than any stranger ever hated, okay? So just be careful, like, who you're giving your time and energy to, but also try to, like, meet people with that energy of forgiveness, because, you know, I don't know about you, but I see my family members all the time, you know, like, my family can't be avoided. I have to find a way to, like, work with the many different personalities that I have around me, okay? And it teaches me a lot, and it also teaches me a lot about myself, you know. My family really helps me in the realm of like learning how to have more patience and learning how to keep my business to myself and learning how to still deal with difficult people when I don't necessarily have to or want to, you know. And I feel like Spirit uses your family to teach you a lot of those different kinds of lessons too. So just really pay attention and try to stay out of like the negatively polarized way of thinking about them, you know. Be grateful for them. They hold a lot of lessons and a lot of wisdom that, you know, that you wouldn't have gotten anywhere else in the world, okay? Even if, you know, your family isn't the best, they still hold valuable lessons and things that you can learn from them. What's the final thought on this? We got the golden unicorn, okay? This is how you out here looking. Just all magnificent and majestic and shit, okay? Free, hair blowing in the wind. Yeah, and then we got the merciful one right here with compassion, release, and relief, okay? and then we got the trickster under that. So it's like everywhere you go, everything you do, everything you focused on, these people watch you very closely, and because they're still attached to this energy of trying to get rid of you or trying to stop you for some reason, you know. So you just have to like continue to be the beautiful golden unicorn that you are and choose that energy over the bullshit, okay? Please, my love. So it says everyone deserves to have another person in their life to whom they can turn for protection and care. When this card comes for you, the golden unicorn is showing you the path to a person, advisor, or mentor who will assist you through the challenges you are now facing. When the golden unicorn appears, it is a beacon of hope. For with the right guidance, what seems to be impossible can be achieved, and you will no longer feel so raw, vulnerable, and unable to go on. The golden unicorn appears to those who are facing unjust circumstances. They will show you step by step how to get through this time. When it seems that all friends have fallen away and the world is no longer a safe place, they lead with reason, intelligence, and intuitive brilliance. With their guidance, you will come to a safer place within the world and be wiser in choices regarding friendships, alliances, and partnerships. You are wiser now, and you will never be quite so hurt again. There is now protective energy about you, and it is safe for you to leave the current circumstances and create a new path. The judgment you have sensed about you will now dissipate, and true good people enter your life to help heal the pain of friendships that have fallen, okay? So some of these family members could be like falling away, okay, as you know, raise in energy, because like this last crown chakra upgrade that you just received, it was big, okay? Big. You could even be noticing new things about like family members and friends that you didn't necessarily notice before or know before. You could be getting like random downloads, because I was getting a lot of chatter this morning from the divine, you know, just them saying a lot of things. Just giving me facts, like anything I think of, or, you know, just telling me something and me being like, who, so and so? Like, dang, because spirit kind of talks to me like that, you know. Just pay much attention to the things that they're showing you, and just know that your crown chakra is working very well, okay? You're not making anything up, and you're not crazy in any way, my love. And when it does come to that energy that they were talking about, working new friends working with you, or new energies, just know that that doesn't always represent a physical person. Sometimes that represents an angel's energy picking up in your life, or a new guide or something like that coming in to work with you, to bring you some powerful energy that you may need, or to help usher in some wish fulfillment or something you've been working on attracting for a long time. So with that, I'm done. I hope you guys have a happy, fabulous, wonderful, and amazing day, that you got something that you need out of this, and I will see you later, my love. Bye.